Favorite TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Welcome to Man Unveiled, a show that comes to you every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Thank you for waiting for us and writing to us. I'm your host, Joe Wisdom. And as always, this is what we keep saying. In every man, there is a mine. What you get from that mine is dependent on how deep you are willing to dig. Whether gold, iron, or ordinary stones. Today we are here to dig deeper, because we want to get the best out of every man watching us tonight, from your house or from your office or from wherever you are watching us from. It is our desire to continue building men. We said this show specifically is to build you as a man. As you watch us with your family, we are here to build you and not to destroy, not to deconstruct anyone. We are here to build, because we know that man has become an endangered species. So we want to take back the man to his original place in God. And today is a wonderful, wonderful day. We want to appreciate God for giving us such a wonderful opportunity. And our today's topic is the fears of men. You know, men has many fears. Men have many fears. And we are going to address them tonight. So you can write to a man, tell them this show belongs to you. Call, tell a man to tell a man that something is happening on Elevate. As always, my guest is already here.
Yes.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
This is a man I have known for years now. I have worked with him, and I know that he's ready for us. He's Gabriel Mungai, a coach and a leadership trainer. I know he has so much for us. I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and to say hi to our audience.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Joe, for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah.
And we give God the glory for the chance to share on this men's platform. So my name is Gabriel Mungai. I'm a coach, I'm a leadership trainer, and also I'm an author. So today we are going to have this conversation on the fears of men. Now, this conversation is best happening now, because there's no better time for it to happen like now. The foundations of a man are what makes him. And if we don't set the foundations right, then everything else will not be right.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. I know I have engaged you on, we have interacted with you on many other platforms.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate and thank God for what you are doing in the marketplace. I have been following you on social media platforms.
Yes.
And you are doing justice to our generation.
Thank you.
And I know that is why actually I wanted you to come.
Yes.
So that others can also hear what I've been hearing. So we want to directly go to our topic.
Yes.
There's someone who said that the destiny of a man is defined by when he chooses to face what is facing him. You can never conquer what you are not ready to confront.
Yes.
We must confront our fears.
Yes.
What are these fears of men? By the way, do men have fears?
Absolutely. Every man I think has a fear.
Yes.
But fears come depending on your level of evolution.
Yes.
For example, as a young man, there are some fears that I might be facing that you have already gone past. All right?
Yes.
So depending on where you are in life, there are different levels of fear that you face as a man. Now, maybe we can start by sharing what fear is.
Yes.
Fear is simply a deep-rooted, a very deep-rooted level of uncertainty that can hold you back from taking action. So if you find yourself worrying and not procrastinating, those are some of the signs of fear. So men, like women, they all have fears. But there are general fears that everyone has. Like everyone fears getting sick, everyone fears getting to an accident. I think everyone fears death. There are some general fears that cut across.
Someone said that actually public speaking is rated highest. The highest fear people have is public speaking. It is ranked higher than death, actually.
I can tell you that my first day when I went before people to speak,
Yes.
I shaked and I sweated for around 2 minutes, but no words could come out.
Yes.
So
Public speaking
that's
is
also a fear that I had to overcome
Okay.
to be here today.
Wow, thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
So fears take different forms.
Yes.
Now you'll hear someone procrastinate. That's a form of fear. There are others who have anxiety.
Yeah.
That's also a form of fear. There are other people who lack sleep, insomnia. That's also a form of fear. So fear comes in different packages and in different shapes. But just know what we are trying to address is the foundation of it. It may take different shapes for different people, but at the end of the day, it is still fear.
Wow.
All right? So how can you maybe know someone who has a lot of fear? Maybe what are some of the signs?
Yes.
One of the common signs that I find with people who fear, they are regularly stressed.
Okay.
People who are regularly
So
stressed
stress sometimes is...
is a revelation of fear.
Okay.
And there's another kind that speaks too much. So you are sitting with someone, they are talking and talking. And I call them motor mouth.
Okay.
So they are talking non-stop. There's a fear in them, and they are trying to cover it.
Okay.
They are trying to cover it up. Sometimes low self-esteem is also a sign of fear. So you find someone hiding behind. If they are asked to come in from, they tell you that they prefer to sit behind. That's a form of fear. So they don't want to be seen.
Allow me to agree with you on the part of speaking too much. You know, let me tell my viewer, I was brought up in the village. I'm a village boy. And coming from the village, we used to rear dogs.
Yes.
And there's this dog that was very fearful.
Yes.
Actually, it kept on barking if there's no one.
Yes. Yes.
You know, a dog that kept on barking even just in case there's someone who might think to come to our homestead.
Yes.
So I used to wonder, why does this dog keep barking? So people also behave that way. Someone can keep talking just because they are...
because they are trying to hide what is happening inside of them.
All right.
So there are different people who behave differently depending on how they face fear.
Yes.
But maybe we can start by talking about what these fears are.
Yes.
Because as we unravel the conversation, maybe people will understand where they are.
Yes.
So number one fear for men, and the most common one nowadays with young men, is commitment. Fear of commitment.
Fear of commitment.
Yes. A lot of young men are fear committing themselves or taking responsibility.
When you talk about fear, young men, are you talking about age?
Yes. I'm talking about the new generation, the Gen Z, and the one that is from 1990s.
Because we also have people who are 40s and they are not married.
And they are not married.
Others are 50s and they are not married. So I think it's not just for the young.
It's not just for the young. So there's that fear of commitment where you find someone is getting spooked.
Yes.
When they are put to be responsible, when they are caught in a situation where they have to step up and be responsible. And this is one of the things why we have so many unmarried men, and we also have so many single mothers.
Okay.
Because men want the advantages, but they also don't want to step up.
The responsibility. They
They
want the advantage, but not the responsibility.
Not the responsibility.
Okay.
So this is where the fear of commitment comes in. So you find so many kids are fatherless just because the man feared to take up that position of being a father. You find so many women out there have 1, 2 children, but even both men could not still step up to take up the responsibility. Wow. So this is a common one, and it's affecting especially the recent age. It is very deep now as compared to before. And one of the reasons why this is common is how young men are being raised.
Yes.
You find that nowadays we have parents who take care of everything, literally. So if a young man has a small problem, the parent steps in, or the teacher steps in, or whoever is guarding the young man steps in, and therefore you don't let him learn.
Okay.
How to
you
step
don't
up.
help them. You're not helping them absorb the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure. So they have
to build up the muscles.
They don't have shock absorbers.
Okay.
Anytime they are shocked, they take off because you have learned to cover them. So every time they are demanded to now step up or take a role, they will run away. And that's the problem that we have. The second...
Before you go to the second, I want to engage our viewer. Kindly write to us. You can, if you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, kindly, I'll be reading your comments. Also, it's also good to note down some of the points that we are raising, because there are others who read after us. So I'll be engaging those who are watching. Thank you. There are people online already. I want to appreciate Japheth, Dennis Othiambo. Thank you, Busoro Kevin. Thank you for watching, and others who are online and others on their TVs. We appreciate.
Yes.
So the first one was commitment.
Yeah, the fear of commitment.
The fear of commitment.
Yeah, that one is a very common one.
Wow, wow.
Please
many people remain unmarried.
Observe the men around you. Yes.
Yes, many people remain unmarried.
Yes.
Number two, you've said, as a result of fear of commitment, some people fear taking some responsibilities.
Yes. So they don't man up
Okay.
to a lot of things that would even help them.
Okay.
So you find a lot of them don't take up the roles that would literally help them move to the next level. So they are stuck for long because they fear committing themselves to something.
Can we also say that there are men who are also living with their parents because they fear renting their own house,
Stepping out.
stepping out?
Yes.
Because nitapata rent wapi?
Yes.
How do people pay rent? But we also have others who came from the village, knew no one, and they are living in their own single houses. They are managing
very well, yes.
So fear of
it's
commitment.
just a fear
Wow.
that is making him not to step out. You find a guy is 25, 30, 35, still living with their parents. What's the issue? Fear.
Can we also address the solution even before we go to the next one, because I know tukiweka pending sana, we may not get the solution later.
Yes.
How do we overcome that? The fear of commitment.
Fear of commitment. First thing, I usually tell people that this is mostly it's taught.
Yes.
It's conditioned.
Okay.
So it comes from somewhere, maybe where you are brought up. So now, if you are a man already and you realize you have the fear of commitment, what you do is you come up with a list, a small list of goals every day, and make sure to finish them. Every single day when you wake up, write out 3 or 2 or 5 things that you will do that day. May it be a call, may it be just visiting someone, passing by a place, sending a message. Start with the small things. But make sure at the end of the day, all of them tick. Even if it's just making a call. Once you start doing that, there's a confidence that builds up within you.
Wow.
Because yesterday you achieved 3. Today you achieve 4. The other day 5. So you start believing in yourself and overcoming that fear. Now, when it comes now to make a commitment to serious matters like marriage, you'll have already made many small commitments before and succeeded in them. And that's how now you build the culture of commitment within yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Someone say that what a committee cannot do, commitment can do.
Absolutely. 100%.
What a committee cannot do,
Yes.
commitment can do.
Can do.
So we learn to commit.
Yes.
We write those goals. By achieving them with time,
You gain
we
the
build the muscle and
confidence
confidence.
to commit. You gain those absorbers, shock absorbers of life, which are very necessary for your success. Yeah.
You can try that at home. Point number 2.
Point number 2, fear of rejection. Men, as it might not appear, actually fear rejection.
I thought ladies feared rejection. Not
No,
men.
this is actually very common with men. Let me give you a scenario.
Yes.
A guy, a young man or an old man wants a lady. The lady looks lovely to him,
Yes.
and he would want to approach her. But he fears that he might be turned down. So how does he behave? Because he's unable to proceed and ask her,
Yes.
he on the other side, he starts accusing her or critiquing her beauty. And this is what men do.
Like the proverbial hair.
Like the proverbial hair.
Yes.
That is exactly what men do. What they cannot achieve, what they fear
Yes.
going forward to get, they start critiquing.
Yes.
They start accusing. So you'll hear a guy say, that lady, she doesn't even look good to me.
She's not even beautiful. She's not
even
my type.
She's not my type. I don't like her hairstyle. The problem is the fear within him to go and face the lady to ask her out. So this is one thing that has pulled so many men down, and many guys have married the people they didn't love.
Yes.
Why? Because they feared approaching the people that they loved. So they settled for the one that was available.
Okay.
What was available. But that is not exactly what they wanted.
You know, they say that the beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Does that mean that most of the seemingly beautiful women are unmarried?
100%.
That men fear approaching them.
Approaching them. They have this
mentality
that
sir.
this lady is first thing unapproachable.
Yes.
The second thing, she's being approached by 1,000 men. The third thing, she has too much class that he can't afford. And the fourth thing the man thinks is that there's very high chance she will say no to him. So the guy pulls back, refuses to take the opportunity, and that's exactly what every other man is doing. So the beautiful girl has no one coming to her.
Actually, they end up having a man who looks otherwise.
That's
and
exactly what
sometimes
because he was the only man who had enough courage to face her.
The fears. A story is given of a king. I don't know whether it's a fiction or whatever it is.
Yes.
A king who had a very beautiful daughter.
Yes.
And the king decided that because nobody is approaching my girl, I'll put a test to it.
Yes.
He said that any man, and a lot of men came because they wanted to marry the daughter of the king. He said that any man who swims through this pool, across this pool, will marry my daughter.
Yes.
But inside the pool were crocodiles. So every man pulled out.
Yes.
But at some point, they realized, they saw one man trying to
come out of the pool. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
To fight through the waters.
Yes.
And finally the guy got to the edge. And people came with cameras. I wanted to know, interested to know, how did you make it? You are a genius.
Yes.
And the man said, before I even answer any question, I want to get that stupid man who threw me to the pool.
Yes. So it was not even courage.
So
it was survival.
So people were celebrating him as a hero.
Yes.
But it was only because someone threw him to the pool. It was not, so the fear.
The fear. Wow. It drives so many people, and if you really observe fear closely, so many destinies have been lost simply because of fear.
Fear of rejection. How do you overcome this fear of rejection?
Now, fear of rejection.
Because you can also fear rejection. You want to do a tender.
Yes.
But what if it's rejected?
Even employment.
What if I try this job?
Just you fear even going for the interviews. Yes. You think that nobody will listen to you, you see. So many people have lost different opportunities simply because they wouldn't step up, because they feared to be rejected. Now, the source of rejection is usually something that's coming from your past. You either have been rejected by your parent, abandoned, or neglected, or maybe even in a relationship that provoked you to fear it happens to you again. So you live with this fear that it might occur again. So in real sense, you are avoiding opportunity to avoid it occurring again. You are running away from the reoccurrence. So what you do with this one, you sit down with a mentor or someone who can hold your hand. Walk with them. See them face situations that you fear and watch them overcome. Then your confidence will rise within you.
You also do it.
Yeah. So if someone is going to tender a job, they are going for a presentation, ask them, can we go with you? Just go and sit. See how they do it. And see how they respond to the questions that come out of that. And see how they behave if they fail.
Wow.
Then from there you will start to learn step by step, and you are going to recover yourself from that.
You learn through observation.
You learn through observation.
Through people walking with
because
you.
You are hurt. So you just walk with someone. Find a mentor, find a counselor. Just find someone you can walk with. This is going to overcome that fear of rejection. Yes. Another big challenge with men, and this one I think we can connect with this one, is that men fear to appear weak.
Okay. You know, they are superheroes. They are supermen.
Yeah, they are supermen.
Yes.
Every man is a superman.
A man cannot be weak.
Cannot be weak. Even the society doesn't expect men to be weak. And
that's why we don't cry.
But we cry within.
Okay.
Yes. Men still don't come out. They fall on the inside. Yes.
Okay.
A lot of men are suffering today because of this.
Okay.
They don't want to appear weak. They don't want to share their problem.
Yes.
So they swallow every bitter pill of life. They swallow and swallow and swallow, and they'll stand up in front of you and look strong while they are breaking on the inside.
Wow.
So this is how men get depressed. Move from stress to depression to suicide.
Yeah.
Just trying to look strong.
Strong, yes.
Yeah. Because they can't address that issue which is affecting them. Because they have a misconception that if they share, they are going to look weak. So they are constantly running away from that look of being weak.
Wow.
It's a very deep problem, especially in our society today, because our fathers, we can say our fathers or the fathers before us, were men who seemed to be dictatorial, and extremely strong. So you are raised in such an environment of tough guys, rude guys, guys who could beat their wives and all that. But the circumstances have completely shifted. And now, it's not like before, where a man owned 40 acres of land and had 20 children to till the land. Now it's you and your wife. It's you alone in your house. And the job is only one job you have with a very small salary. So when things are tough on you, can you open up as a man? Can you share with even a fellow man? It doesn't. You don't look weak by sharing. It's just a misconception that has come from because of the culture we've had. If you look at a lot of white guys, they usually even break down. They cry. And it's not an issue with their culture. It's really not an issue to see a man tear down. But in our African culture, a man tearing down, even the women will accuse him for...
He is crying like a woman.
He's crying like a woman.
So it is okay when a man breaks.
It's perfectly okay when a man breaks down. The only thing I would ask men is to consider the environment in which you break down. Because you don't want to break down before your children, maybe. That will create another picture. But you can visit a fellow man.
You can even go to the bedroom.
You can go to the bedroom. Yeah, you can cry to God.
They say that kings don't cry before the masses.
Before the masses. It's a mistake. But that doesn't mean kings don't cry.
They cry.
They do cry. And sometimes they get beaten down. They get battered. And you have to express that emotion. You have to release that energy.
They even say that even the rich also cry.
Even the rich cry. You see, when you pent up that emotion, it keeps on building up. The last thing is going to blow you. You will be the casualty of what you are hiding.
You know, I saw another post somewhere. It was actually a statement. It was a pictorial kind of image. It was an image that was of a lion, a very thin lion, actually a starving lion. And the statement was saying there that no matter the economy of the jungle, I cannot eat grass.
But you are dying.
Now listen, no matter the economy of the jungle, I can never eat grass. Alafu inasema hapo, it's not pride, it's who I am. How does that apply to men? That a man can die with bruises and hurting in the inside, but looking very strong in the outside.
On the outside. You see, you have brought me to the other point. There's something we call the man's ego. It is the manliness in man. That would be
the masculinity in the man.
The masculinity in the man. And this comes as a default setting by birth, because the man is supposed to be a leader. He's supposed to take dominion automatically. But now men exaggerate the dominion. You see, once you exaggerate the dominion, you move from a leader to a dictator. So now the dictator must appear like you can't break them. They must appear like a tower. A tower of some kind. But you see, if you take the position of a leader can go behind and let the followers lead. He can groom someone and sit back. So if you take the position
can lead through delegation.
You can lead through delegation. But this man's ego is nowadays exaggerated. There's this we call toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. Niliona moja inasema ati you cannot shower as a man. It is wrong to to shower with to shower at daily. You should shower once a week. That's manhood. Yeah.
There's a gentleman here called Mwaka Mainge.
Yes.
Who at a committee cannot do, commitment can do. I agree with you. Thank you, sir. Linus Joe is calling upon someone called Wilson Mwangi. Anamuita akuje watch. You know Linus Joe?
Yes.
Yeah, she's my better half. Then there is John Maura. This is Pastor John Maura, all the way from Nakuru.
Oh wow.
Yes. He's a good friend of mine.
Yes.
He's saying I'm in my mentor. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Then yeah, we are doing well. Maren Otieno, my sister. God bless you for watching. I know Mr. is watching as well. God bless you for tuning in. There's a point that you wanted to conclude on.
Yes. The man's ego.
The ego.
The ego.
Yes.
That ego is so important to a man that if you hurt it, he will cave back. They hold it so dear.
Yeah.
But we were saying that nowadays it has been misconfused with toxic masculinity.
Okay.
Abusive form of masculinity is nowadays called the man's ego.
The ego.
Yeah. But the ego was good. It was necessary from the beginning because it was to position a man where he belongs.
Yes.
Okay. But it was not to change the form of the man into something different.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you find that when men are attacked, their ego is being injured.
Yes.
It makes them break.
Yes.
It makes them fear.
So, and they can be very protective.
So because of this ego that they are trying to protect, they would rather not be weak.
Okay. Nile inasemaga kujijaza.
Lazima ajijaze. Maintain hiyo kujijaza.
Yes.
Even when things are
not
boiling,
working.
they are burning on his end. He will just appear like that to the end.
Wow.
So this is where we are losing most of the men.
How do we overcome that?
No,
the aspect of the ego.
You see, the ego, you just have to, it is to educate yourself.
Yes.
You just need to educate it. Educate the ego such that it is not a disadvantage to you, but rather an advantage to you.
Yeah.
All right? It is good to be respected.
Yes.
But you know, respect is earned.
Yes.
So you have to first of all respect others.
Wow.
Just like that.
Wow.
It's good not to be shouted at because that is going to injure your ego.
Yes.
But where does that start? It starts with you and how you carry yourself.
Yes.
So there are ways you can mitigate and protect your ego as a man.
Yes.
Instead of exposing yourself in a way that you can get attacked.
Wow.
All right?
Wow.
So that's how you overcome this. But I wanted to mention something about trying to appear too strong. Trying to appear too strong. The only people that appear strong are the ones that are headed for a crash.
Okay.
There is strength in being weak sometimes.
There is strength in being weak.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of strength because even your wife, even your child, even your colleagues see that you are human.
Yes.
That you get affected by circumstances.
Yes.
Someone doesn't have to die and you can't cry.
Yeah.
You're not a stone.
Yes.
You're not a stone.
Yes.
So it's okay under some circumstances to let yourself flow.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's in short, you're saying it's good to allow yourself to be human.
To be human, to feel like the other people are feeling, to respond like the other people are responding.
Wow.
There's no point of staying strong when everyone is crying.
This is powerful. And I appreciate this conversation because this is what every man needs to hear. We are seated as a family in our sitting room, and our children, our wives can hear this, that it's good to allow the man to be a man, to be human. And I want to appreciate the fact that this conversation, I can see most of the people writing to us, men should listen to this powerful talk. Thank you. This is Bishop Stanley Gule. Thank you, sir. Thank you, my senior. God bless you. Watching all the way from UK.
Wow.
Uko Kimbo.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in Ruiru, Deliverance Church. Thank you so much. I want to. We are coming back shortly.
Yes.
maybe 2 minutes break. I can promise you much more is coming. We have to decode and unveil the things that affect men, because the man must demonstrate the power and the capacity inside him through being human. Coming shortly.
In a world where everyone claims to be a prophet,
Can I prophesy? Prophesy, man of God.
The prophetic ministry is under siege.
A lot of drama going on diviners.
confusion reigns.
What does it mean to experience a real, tested prophet?
The school of the prophets is here to guide you through the chaos.
The Lord will never do anything here on earth before he reveals to his servants, the prophet.
Let's navigate the prophetic journey together.
We want people to know the truth about the prophetic.
With insight, revelation, the word of God.
You are going to be impacted and impacted upon by a battery of tested true prophets.
Tune in every Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
We need to bring the office of the prophet in order.
only on Elevate Television.
Welcome back. We are right here continuing with this conversation, this wonderful conversation. I want to kindly ask you to talk to another man. You know, sometimes men can be lonely. Being a man can be challenging because there's so much of responsibilities. The society has so much expecting from this man. A man is a father, a man is a mentor, a man is a husband, a man is an uncle. So much that happens to these men fighting the battles of life. So every time we have such a conversation going on, you must talk to another man. This is what I keep saying, that every man needs another man. You need to tell a man that there's something happening specifically for men on Elevate TV. We are right here with my guest, Gabriel Mungai.
Yes.
Breaking it as it is. There's something we were saying before we went off air.
Yes.
And we were looking at the fears of men. Mm-hmm. So far we have handled the fear of commitment. Number 2, the fear of rejection.
Yes.
Number 3, the fear
appearing weak.
The fear of appearing weak.
Yes.
We want to come out as strong, even when we are breathing from the inside.
Towers.
We want to come out as towers, as pillars. Yet we are suffering from the inside. We go on. So, and you are saying it's in order for man to break down.
Absolutely.
It's in order. It's being human. It's necessary.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
Yes.
Do you have any other fear?
Yeah. There are a few others left, but maybe the one key one that
Yes.
I would want to really handle is the fear of loss.
The fear of loss.
Fear of loss. And this is when a man loses maybe a job, loses a spouse, loses a marriage. Men have this deep fear within them that drives them. Like, for example, if a man loses a job or a business, they can almost run mad, literally, because they feel like they have lost themselves. So a lot of people operate under this fear, and many men have refused or denied themselves the opportunity even to go for their calling, because they fear the losses that would accompany them.
What if it doesn't work?
What if it fails? What if it doesn't work? What if I go out and fail in front of them? So most people, and we can connect this with the fear of failure, have failed in life, have stagnated in life because of this one fear. The fear of failing, the fear of losing something. I don't know, maybe you can ask the viewers who has experienced this, but I know many that have gone through this have not been able to recover.
Yes.
Because what men do, they associate themselves with what they do. Men usually associate with work. They associate with family. They associate them with what they do. You can't define a man and separate what he does. You can't define me and not mention what I do. Because me and work are intertwined. Because before God gave man a wife, he had given him work.
Yes.
So work comes as the top priority for men. And they feel themselves, they gain their self-confidence from what they do. And you'll find that the most confident men in the world are those that are doing what they were built to do. Even if it doesn't earn much, you'll be scared by their level of confidence because they feel alive. But now, what happens if someone like that loses what they have?
Does that mean that many men right now, possibly, there are some men watching us right now, they fear starting a business, yet they know they have a calling to be entrepreneurs?
They actually feel it.
They feel it. The grace is there.
Some of them have it even written.
They have a vision.
Yes.
Which is very clear. They have the grace to do business. But they are still holding up to that position in the government offices. And you know what they are saying? That my work is permanent and pensionable. Wanasemaga PNP.
PNP, yes.
But I want you to know that there's nothing permanent in this world.
Nothing.
Even permanent secretaries were fired.
Absolutely.
So you better conquer that fear. Whatever you make it. Don't just ask what if I fail.
Don't look at the negative.
Yes.
Look at the positive.
What if you step out into ministry and do what God have called you to and succeed?
And succeed.
You know, what if you go to that government office and demand for that contract or that tender?
And you get it.
You try and you get it.
And you get it.
That will be the genesis of your breakthrough. So sometimes you must face what is facing you. The destiny of a man is defined by when he chooses to face what is facing him.
It is said that what you can't undress, you cannot address.
Okay.
So you keep avoiding undressing that thing that you keep fearing, then you will never overcome it. So the best thing is to actually found that the thing that you fear most sometimes is the best thing for you to do.
Wow.
That time when you feel like jumping and you fear most jumping is the right time to take the jump. That's the best time to take the jump. Because at that time what you are demonstrating is faith over fear.
Oh yes, okay.
Courage over fear. So it is the fear is still present.
Wow.
But you go on anyway.
Actually, someone said that fear, that courage is acting with fear.
Yeah, it's just taking the action even in the presence of the fear.
Fear of failure.
Fear of failure. It has taken so many down. So many people will visit my office, they show me their business plans. Someone has been sleeping on a business plan for 10 years. Someone has a vision. But they will never step out of employment or even try it because they fear failing. Wow. They fear being accused of a failure. But you know, this is what I would want to say.
Yes.
Thomas Edison, the one who discovered the light bulb.
Yes.
He failed 1,001 times before he discovered. Wow. Failure is a part of success. It's
part of success.
Is an ingredient of success.
So you cannot run away from failure.
You cannot run away from it. Yes. What you do,
but you can learn from it.
You can learn from it and you can manage it.
Wow.
You can calculate the risk. You reduce the factors that makes the risk too intense for you.
Yes.
Then you go for it. Failure is part of success. And there's no success story that doesn't come with failure. And if it gets there without failure, then it cannot sustain that position.
Wow.
Because in failure is where we learn.
Yes.
In failure is how you learn how something cannot be done. So, for example, for Thomas Edison, he learned 1,000 ways that you cannot make a light bulb.
Yes, yes.
So, eventually, he found the right way to do it. So, any man who has failed before knows the path you should not take.
Can you look at this camera and talk to a man who has failed in business and he feel miserable? He feel good for nothing?
Yes.
He has sunk money, family money.
Yes.
Maybe they secured a loan, it did not work. And that man is watching us right now, feeling very desperate. He don't feel like he deserves another chance. Talk to that man.
You see, my friend, failure, as we have said, is an event, number one. Failure is not a person. You right there, you are not a failure. It's an event that occurred to you. But if you stayed down just because you fell down, then you have allowed failure to become your definition. Any man who chooses to stand up after failure, the Bible says a righteous man falls 7 times, but 7 times he still stands. So it doesn't matter what you have failed in before, be it a business, be it a calling, be it whatever that you feel you have failed in before. That's not the end. It's just a lesson that you have learned. What you need is to sit down, analyze what you did wrong. Learn, convert the failure or the mistake into an insight. And then step on that insight to get you to where you are going. So don't give up on that dream. Don't give up on that calling. The opportunity is still available. So long as you are alive, God is yet to finish with you. Don't don't put yourself out. Don't count yourself out if God has not counted you out.
Wow. I'm saying that because I know people who have fought battles. I want also to add and say, if you lost money, you might have lost money, but you didn't lose the lessons.
You have the lessons.
You have the lessons.
Golden lessons.
Yes. And failure is not failure. If you are still able to rise up, actually they say that if you have to fall, ensure that you land on your back. Because if you can look up, then you can get up. So don't stay where failure put you. Failure cannot define you as a man. You are defined by what God put inside of you. And that is greatness. Absolutely. God never failed. You fail because you are a human being, but you are serving a great God. A God who have never failed. So he can still pick you up. Fear of failure. Fear. By the way, do men know how to deal with loss?
Very few do. Very few do. And I think we are just conditioned to just stand up and look strong. That's all that men do. Yes. Just stand up and look strong. Wow. But loss has a process to it. When it happens to you, the first thing that happens is you deny it.
Yes.
Then the next thing is you start coming into terms with it. Acceptance. And then you overcome it. And that's a process. There are 5 steps to a loss. And I think most men deny themselves that opportunity to grieve. That opportunity to accept that I have failed. Accept that I have fallen.
Yes.
I have made a blunder. 1, 2, 3 things have happened. I didn't expect. To accept that. And then to sit down and analyze, reflect.
Yes.
And then find out the mistakes.
Yes.
And then you can come out strong.
Wow.
Men have not been taught this process.
Yes.
And I like every man to listen to me.
Yes.
If something goes wrong, stop behaving like you are all right.
Okay.
It's okay not to be okay. Accept that you are down. If you are down, you are down. Yes, accept it.
Yes.
That is the first thing you see. Don't deny it. Accept that you are down. And then ask yourself, what got me here? Because that's the part that people miss.
Wow.
And this is why we say that experience is not the best teacher. It is processed experience, reflected experience. When you look back at the mistakes and learn, then that is when it teaches you.
Okay.
But if you behave like you are just okay, you learn nothing and you go nowhere.
Wow. Great conversations going on here, live on Elevate TV. And I want to invite us to such another wonderful conference here at the Life Church International Nairobi here at Kenya Cinema. Our host is Apostle David Juma, our executive producer of this show. And this meeting will be happening from 8th to 10th of March 2024. The guest speaker is none other than Bishop Jackson Kingori, Neema Gospel Church, all the way from Dallas. You can dialize that and you can purpose to be there. It's called the Gathering of Men Conference. This is another men conference. Leave alone the other one. You know we are coming from
February 14.
From February 14.
Men's conference.
When men were running away so that they could not take their wives out for Valentine.
Yes.
I'm not talking about that men conference. This is authentic men conference where real issues will be addressed. By the way, in these conferences, we get to ask hard questions.
Absolutely.
Hard questions. This is a real men conference. A place where men are allowed to express themselves. Hapa hakuna mtu atakwambia uko na umama. Ask questions. Ask hard questions. These men have interacted with Apostle David Juma. He is a man of substance.
Absolutely.
Bishop Jackson Kingori, another man of substance. They will be here even to help us and even to walk with us. Now, what other fear does men have?
Let me just pick it up from where you have said.
Yes.
The men's conference.
Yes.
Because this is a problem with men.
Yes.
They have the fear
Yes.
of looking incompetent.
Okay.
So you find men have become know-it-all.
Yes.
The alpha and the omega
yes.
of everything.
Yes.
They have become
They are Superman.
Superman.
Yes.
And this is the problem. If you go to a relationship conference, you'll find women.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Go to parenting conference,
yeah.
you'll find women. Go to growth conferences, you'll find women. But the man is dying at home because he doesn't want to appear incompetent. Because there's a thought, a misconception that is that people who go for conferences are stupid.
Yes.
They want to learn.
Yes.
So the man, because he doesn't want to appear, he's incompetent. He
Oh,
doesn't know.
Okay.
He prevents himself from coming to the men's conference.
Yes. He wants to look like he know it.
Yeah, he wants to tell people, what are you going to do there?
Yes.
What are you going to do there to listen
How
to
can
Apostle
you go
Junior?
sit down and listen to another man? What can another man tell me?
What does
That
he know?
attitude.
What does he know? I don't know. And it's fear. It's fear of being seen as incompetent.
Okay.
So they want to appear they know everything. So at home, things are going wrong. The wife can help. But the man will not listen. Wow. He will not listen because he doesn't want to appear like he doesn't know.
Wow.
Sometimes, as men, you know how to work.
Yes.
You can make the money, but you don't know how to manage it.
Oh, yes.
Your wife can help you
happens.
do a budget.
Yes.
Very easy. But will you allow her? No.
You don't want to look incompetent.
You don't want to look incompetent.
You know what
Budget
someone
matters.
said? You know what someone said?
Yes.
Someone says that it's actually the law of mentorship. The law of mentorship says that if you are too big to be taught, then you are too small to teach.
Absolutely.
So if you don't want to sit down and learn, then you have no authority
Whatsoever.
to teach anyone anything. We give out what we have received.
What we already have, yeah. It's from the tank that we have that we can empty to someone.
Wow.
But if you are empty, you are empty. You can't help yourself. You can't help anyone.
So can we overemphasize that men should attend this conference?
You should not miss. If you are listening to us,
8th to 10th of March.
make a point of being there.
Kenya Cinema.
For the first time, overcome the fear of being incompetent, looking incompetent.
By the way, do you know possibly what you need, what your business needs, what your marriage needs, what your life needs will be shared in that conference? Because the difference between the richest man and the poorest man in the world is information.
Is information, just information.
There's what you need and it is bestowed in other men.
In another person. And unless you are humble enough to step up and listen. And it doesn't mean you are incompetent. But you can't know everything in this
Wow.
world. You'll know one thing very well. I'll know another thing very well. But when we meet together, each one of us can benefit from the other. So there's no point of trying to fear looking incompetent, because everyone knows you don't know everything.
Let me tell our viewers, if there's something that really built me, and something that has really helped me grow,
Yes.
is sitting at the mentorship. And I want to appreciate my mentor, Apostle Ken Ogare, all the way from Nakuru Transformation Center.
Yes.
This man has molded me. When I met him, I was everywhere in general and nowhere in particular.
Yes.
But because of mentorship,
Yes.
sitting down to learn,
You have evolved the man you are
I've
today.
evolved to mentor other people. By the grace of God, I've mentored many because I've been at the mentorship. You cannot lead if you are not being led. I think that's what you're saying.
Absolutely.
So we must come out
to a
as men
point, yes.
and receive, so that at least we can also have something to.
We can fill our tank.
Wow.
And
That's
from
powerful.
that tank, that's how we can influence the world.
You know, you are inciting me. Anyway, continue. Possibly we can share the last one because of our time.
Yes, and the last and the most important one, I
Yes.
think, is men fear getting exposed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And in this one, I mean their secrets.
Yes.
If there's something that is dear to a man, it is his thoughts, it is his secrets.
Yes.
What is in his mind is more important
Yes.
than even his nakedness. A man will easily undress, but he will never tell you what is in his mind. But you see, God plants the seeds in a man's mind. And unless you share your vision, you can't have anyone to support you. Even the Bible says, write your vision
Yes.
upon a tablet, so that the one who sees it can run with it. That means that until you put out your thoughts out there, you will not have partners, you will not have mates, you will not reach your dreams. And so men avoid sharing what they think because they fear getting exposed. Wow. It is a situation of this man, Samson and Delilah. Because they have shared once and maybe gotten attacked. And maybe they shared with the wrong person. Because this usually happens. So you have to be careful. Big dreams are not told to small minds. So it's a mistake that you shared with a small mind that attacked you. But that should not stop you from sharing that which you have within you. Because it is out of sharing that you give everyone around you a direction.
Wow.
You give everyone around you an opportunity to support you and to be with you.
Wow.
So I encourage every single man, do not be afraid of sharing.
Yes.
Just know the right people to share what you have within you with.
Wow. So you can speak your heart, you can get a confident.
Always have a confidence as a man. Thank you for raising that point. There are 3 people that you need in your life as
Yes.
a man. The number 1 is a confidant.
Yes.
That is someone, if you can have 1 or 2.
Yes.
Confidence cannot be many, because then there's no confidence.
Can
in
that
it.
confidant be your wife?
Absolutely. That's
Okay.
the best person,
Okay.
if it's possible to have. All right? So have a confidant, someone you can expose yourself to.
Yes.
The next thing you need to have is an acquaintance.
Yes.
People that you work with. These ones, they don't necessarily need to have secrets, but they are people that you are going along with the journey of life together with.
Yes.
You are facing life together with. And the last thing you need as a man is cheer. People who can cheer you on. People that have detected what you have as a man and are telling you, go on, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep
Wow.
going. Because life may
Someone
throw,
to cheer you up.
life may throw something heavy on you.
Yes.
And when you are down, if you don't have someone who can tell you, strengthen yourself,
Yes.
give yourself one last go, strengthen yourself, you will fall.
Wow.
You will fall as a man. So make sure you have those 3 people. You have a confidant,
Yes.
you have an acquaintance,
Yes.
and you have a
A
cheerleader.
Wow.
Someone who is just
Wow.
supporting you in whatever you are doing.
I think this is a wonderful, wonderful show. I'm sure you are learning something out of this show. If you are watching on behalf of your husband, please, I know you took notes. You took note and took notes. And if you are a man and you are watching us right there, please, it's good to keep writing notes and exchange the notes with other men, because they need to hear what you have heard. And also connect them with this show. Actually, you can tag them along. Let them know what you have been eating. I tell them that sometimes it's dangerous when your friends know what you've been eating alone. They see your marriage getting better. They see your business getting better and growing. And they don't understand the secret.
Why? What's happening? Yes.
But you'll see you have been eating alone. So keep sharing. Keep extending this invitation to other men. I want to acknowledge some of the people who are watching us. Thank you so much, Blessed Zach. Pastor Zach, thank you so much. All the way from Ruiro. God bless you so much. Joy Njoru, thank you. Someone told me, instead of thinking what if something happens, I think of even if it happens, I will. Yeah, I think that's also a good attitude. Even if it happens, I will do this.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
Wow.
That's what we are saying, calculating the risks.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Leverage Stanley Gure, my senior. Men should listen to this powerful talk. Linus Joe, Coach Gabriel, loving the show. Thank you so much. This is powerful. Then I have my friend called Nesh Nemo here. Always reach to listen to Joe Wisdom, and the guest is the guest Wisdom really flows. I also want to read someone, Richard Gonjiri, all the way from Mebre, Roiro, watching us. Thank you. I know you are watching us together with your wife, Rosemary. God bless you so much for watching and keeping it Elevate TV. We will always be here every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Kindly always tag along your friends, family friends. Let them know what is happening here. And I want to say that we are very happy to have you support us and come and join us in this show. This show is not a show without you. So we value you and we honor you. Possibly, as we come to the end of this show,
yes,
Coach Gabriel, you can tell us of where we can find you.
Yes.
Tell us about your book and your social media handles.
Wow, thank you very much. So this is my book. As I started saying, I am an author. It's called In Pursuit of Growth. It's a book written to anyone who feels stagnant in life. Someone who wants to grow and doesn't know where to start. Someone who has been hit by life and have caved in. This is the book for you. If you are a man starting out, or if you are a man who feels like the world has defeated you, this copy is written for you. So you can get it. It's 1,000 bob.
Wow.
You can write to me. My contact is 0719 489 372. 0719 489 372. My office is located in Roysambu, and my social media is Gabriel Mungai page. It's a page.
Wow, Gabriel Mungai.
It's Gabriel Mungai, and it's the page, not the profile.
Okay.
You can find me there. Drop in your questions.
Yeah.
I'm available to answer.
Wow, thank you, Coach Gabriel.
Yes.
It was a pleasure having you, and any other time,
Pleasure is all mine.
I'm sure it will be extended.
Yes.
Joyce Karuga, thank you so much for watching us all the way from Narok. Mary Rimanga, all the way from Kabete. God bless you so much for watching, my sister. I want to appreciate all of us for such a wonderful viewership. And as always, remember, 8th to 10th of March, Men Conference, here at Life, right here at Life Church International, Kenya Cinema, at the Apostolic House. Apostle David Juma will be hosting that meeting, and we have our guest coming all the way from Dallas. God bless you so much. As always, I am your host, Apostle Joe Wisdom, your marketplace apostle. I'm an author of Wisdom for the Marketplace, Wisdom for Wealth, Wisdom for Relationships. You can get all these books on Elevation Bookshop right here at Kenya Cinema. God bless you. Until next time, shalom.